ago.
The Nissan four-wheel drive ute and its two occupants stood no chance against the coal train. The contractors were on an access road near BMA's Goonyella Riverside mine when the driver made a fatal right turn to cross the rail line.
Premier Anna Bligh has inspected a new $10 million plant in Mackay which could be used to test the latest in renewable energy technology. Researchers and scientists will use the biocommodities pilot plant to trial turning sugarcane, forest and garden waste into fuel, plastics and other chemicals.
The Premier wasted no time in sizing up the significance of the project. The country's first pilot plant in Mackay, a world leader in green renewable energy creation.
A man wanted on a warrant is on the run after a foot chase through a busy Mackay intersection today. Plainclothes and uniformed police officers tried to arrest the man at Four Ways Shopping Centre, but he gave them the slip. Shoppers and staff say it happened so quickly they didn't know what was going on. Demand for land to the south of Mackay is hitting an all-time high. Developers and real estate agents say interest has been boosted by worsening traffic conditions in the northern areas.
Work on the third stage of the popular Cuttersfield estate is underway. 50 lots will go on the market next month. Stockland has already fielded calls from more than 150 potential buyers.
The buzz trackside at the Townsville 400 is set to reach fever pitch. Thousands have made their way through the gates since 7 this morning. Renee Henry has been following all the action.
Joe, the atmosphere is charged with excitement. The official line from organisers is that ticket sales are strong and on target.
Reid Park is alive again. Townsville is turning it on for a second time a year after its supercar debut.
Celebrations continue tonight with a gala ball at Jupiter's. Fans have an official autograph opportunity with drivers tomorrow. Joe.
Thanks for that, Renee. Sevens Hot Lap winner Elle Davis has had the ride of a lifetime, sitting in the passenger seat beside Ford legend Mark Frosty Winterbottom. But it was her daughter Paige who had the jitters over the high-speed adventure. It was a celebration of cultures through the streets of Mackay today for the annual NAIDOC March. Queen's Park was buzzing with plenty of entertainment, activities, stalls in the recognition of cultures, heritage and the future. Just ahead in 7 Local News tonight, the region's rescue helicopter welcomes some new faces. And cutting it fine, the barber who's been in business for 3 decades. You're watching 7 Local News. The largest section of Mackay's 21-kilometre Blue Water Trail is now open to the public. New walkways, bridges and viewing platforms have been built along the track, which links Caneland Park to the Catherine Freeman Walk. The Blue Water Trail circles the city centre, taking in attractions like the Botanic Gardens and the Blue Water Quay and Lagoon. The latest work was funded by the Australian Government in partnership with Mackay Regional Council. The region's rescue helicopter has some new recruits joining its ranks. Justin Crabe is just beginning a 2-year traineeship as a rescue crewman. Justin spent several years with the Defence Force as well as working as a beer salesman. A North Mackay barber continues to buck the trend after 36 years, sticking to the traditional methods of cutting hair. Con Lissandro has heard plenty of jokes and a few secrets over the decades, lopping the locks of generations. And now it's over to sport with Nathan and some late changes, Nathan, for the Cutters.
That's right, Joe. A few have been called up for the Cowboys. We'll have the details next. And the Whitsunday Miners feel the fury in their A-League trial match.
Hello, coming up after the local news, the hunt for a dangerous gunman north of Brisbane. The deadly winter bug putting dogs at risk. Expert advice from Dr. Harry on how to keep your pet safe. And a boost for the Titans ahead of tonight's clash with the Tigers.
This program proudly brought to you by Balance Podiatry Centre, the next generation in custom foot supports.
Here was 7 Local News. The Cowboys trio of Queensland origin stars are still buzzing after Wednesday's historic clean sweep over New South Wales, and prop Matt Scott is urging Test selectors to reward the dominance with an all-maroon Kangaroos team. And the Cutters have made some late changes ahead of their clash with the Burleigh Bears. Ben Harris and Isaac Armour have been called up to the Cowboys. Luke Fatnauna will come off the bench to replace Armour, while Shane Musprat will step in for Ben Harris. Now, Justin Hunt may also get a run this weekend if he passes a fitness test tomorrow. Kickoff is 5:30 on Saturday at the JRL grounds. With Sunday Miners, coach Troy Mundy says he's not disappointed with his side, despite a thrashing overnight against the Fury in a friendly trial match. The A-League team left the home side scoreless, taking the win 8-0. Well, hopefully Joe doesn't shatter too much of the confidence ahead of the State League this weekend.
Yeah, good experience for them, though.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks for that, Nate. Stay with us after the break. Livio has all the latest weather details and we'll give you all the best fishing spots for the weekend as well.
This must-have weather update brought to you by Suncorp, the must-have Queensland insurance.
Good evening, Livio Regano with tonight's weather. Plenty of cloud over the past couple of days, but in terms of rainfall totals, this last event's proved to be a real fizzer. Of course, we're moving into the driest part of the year, but the scales are tipping in favour of a developing La Nina, which could mean more unseasonal rain this winter. Temperatures today, 14 to 21 at Mackay. Another cold one at Claremont, only 17. Haven't seen much of Moranbah lately. And as for the Whitsundays, just 20 at Hamo. On the satellite loop, things are finally simplifying. It looks as though there's now cloud at all, but in fact there's still lots of low cloud left over, which is so low it's almost the same temperature as the ground and therefore doesn't get picked up on the infrared picture. That's causing a fair bit of drizzle, and in fact tomorrow morning we'll still find, especially around the Central Coast and Highlands, there'll still be some morning drizzle left over, just from all the moisture that's been falling from the light rain over the last couple of days. Nothing really much out west. Today's chart, you can see that there's still a very tightly packed isobar pattern in the southern half of the state, so we've got a strong wind morning current for that, but that should gradually start to ease. In fact, over Sunshine Coast waters, it'll be killed tonight, that warning. In the tropics, things aren't so fresh, but still certainly a little bit choppy out there. And of course, while you got the onshore breeze, you still have a couple of showers on the coast. There hasn't been much, more just in the way of cloud. Tomorrow's chart, not a lot happens. We're back into a southeasterly stream pattern with a ridge along the coast, a little bit more stable. Well, like I said, a couple of bits of drizzle in the morning, but not much else. And on the outlook chart, probably the ridge will start to collapse, and by this stage the winds will really drop off along the entire coast. And now to the forecasts. In coastal waters from Bowen to St Lawrence, we've got a southeasterly at 15 to 20 knots tomorrow, though occasionally it will reach 20 to 25 offshore. And it looks the same for Sunday and Monday. Tomorrow's high tides, Mackay around 9:31, Haypoint 9:29, all pretty close. Shute Harbour 9:17. Central Coast and Whitsundays, a cloudy day with some drizzle in the morning. Moderate to fresh southeasterly winds. Outlook for Sunday, just isolated showers. Same for Monday. Central Highlands and Coalfields. Once again, some early drizzle to start the day, but a mostly fine afternoon. Then Sunday, Monday, continuing mostly fine. Tomorrow's temps, Bowen 26, Mackay 22 and still cloudy. Claremont also 22 and Moranbah 23. And the outlook for Mackay, mostly fine conditions for the best part of next week with a subtle rising trend in the top temperature. That's all from me, folks. Thanks again for all your questions and photos. Now, of course, you can visit us through the weekend at www.coastwatch.com.au for all the latest weather updates. Catch you in a few weeks. Now it's over to you, Joe.
Great, thanks for that, Liv. Well, Scotty Hillier's got the day off, so we've checked in with our local bait shops for the best place to drop a line this weekend. Conditions won't be pleasant with rain and winds of up to 25 knots. Now, Jeff from Airlie Bait and Tackle reckons the best places to be are sheltered areas like Pioneer Rocks or Double Cones. Now, if you are heading out in the boat, stick to small islands for catches of grunter, coral trout and salmon. The guys from Tackle World say Mackay anglers should try the creeks and rivers for whiting, flathead and crab. For some Spanish mackerel, try St Bees and Keswick Islands. And that wraps it up. That's 7 Local News for this Friday night. Thanks very much for your company. A reminder, if you have a story for us, our email address is localnews@7.com.au. From the team, have a great weekend. Good night.